Hi there, it's Janice Thompson from JazzleDazzleCraft.co.uk. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I live and work in Scotland. So today I am here to film card 1 in our April 2022 class in the post with our flowering Rainboots stamp set. Alright, so you can craft along with me, you can watch and then craft later, whatever works for you now. In your kit, you have enough card to make all 4 cards, but I haven't cut them or scored them. I've left it to you, so if you want to change up the colours and what have you, then feel free to do that. Up until now, I've always cut and scored, but I think in all fairness, it's better to just give you the cards you need and let you cut them, but I will give you the measurements. So without more ado, this is the card. It's a easel card. It's an easel card, and if you see, it's quite easy to construct, not complicated really. It folds flat for post, so it's just this wee band across here that catches it and allows it to stand, so it's quite attractive. So really it's just stamps. You need your snips to cut out some things, so I'll go through the measurements first. Right, so let's take our time here. Alright, so we'll put the wee bits to the side first. So the main thing to do is cut your card in half long ways, and that gives you a piece of card which is 10.5 centimetres by the 28.9 or whatever, 28.9 I think it is, that way. So score it at 14.85 there, and then in half again here, which is 7.2, which I haven't done, so I'll just pop that just now and score this at probably 7.2 in a wee bit, but 7.2 is absolutely perfect. So that's that bit. I have cut everything first because otherwise this video would last forever. So to do the card, basically you're going to fold that way and then that way, and then with the other half of that piece of card, the Mossy Meadow, I have cut this piece which is 10.5 by 14.85. and that is then going to stick onto there. So that gives you your gatefold. So we've got that bit and that bit. So for each card you are going to need a full sheet, because you can see that bit comes from there. Then for the base you need a panel there that is 10.5 by 3, and then for your picture on the top, that bit is cut out from this last wee bit. So this is 7.4 by 11.4, and then it has a piece of white which mats onto it, which is 7 by 11 centimetres. So that's your focal point on the front, which obviously it gets onto there, and the designer series paper that goes on the front piece there is 10.1 centimetres by 14.4, and then that's going to layer on there. So that is what you need for the front. Then for the base here, what I've done is I've continued, so I cut the strip of designer series paper at 10.1 and cut it long ways. So that left me that I could cut another piece of the same. You see that's continuation there. I've cut this, is still 10.1, by 8, and that's going to go on there. I'm hoping you can see that's going on there. And then I have cut a piece of a basic white, which will butt against that in there so you can write on this bit. And that is 10.1 by 6.4. So the 8 plus the 6.4, that makes the 14.4 that your panel would normally be. And then to create the bar, to keep the card open, this is 10.5 by 3 centimetres, and this is actually 10.1, and I've just cut that to 2.5 centimetres, so that just to make it easy. And then I've got a scrap of basic white for stamping on, so that's it. So we'll pop it all. So we're going to be stamping on this piece and this piece and this piece, and I'll pop the rest aside just now. We'll do our stamping and then we'll have a look at our constructing it. So yeah, so there again, just to remind you where we're heading, I've just stuck with the same colours this time as well. Now I have made an error in advertising this class, and I have actually said that you will get half a pack of these rhinestone waves jewels, but I actually meant it to be these iridescent rhinestones, which are gorgeous. So what I'm going to do is you will get the half pack of iridescent rhinestones that are supposed to be in the kit. These are fabulous, but I will actually gift you a small amount of these as well, if that's okay. So you can check your box to make sure I have. Right, so I'm going to be stamping on all of these things. I'm going to pop this just over out the way so that I can just remind myself what I did, and we'll just go with the same. So on this extra piece I need 2 seed packets and 2 plant pots. Whoops, not like that. So I need the plant pot in Calypso Coral and the seed packet in Poppy Parade, just simply because that's what I did originally in my original design. So of course I've not got blocks ready, but hey, just give me a moment. I'm never sure how much prep to do before you start filming. Just got a bag of blocks here anyway, so the blocks were in the class pack because I had a class last night as well. Right, so you seem to have glue on the back of that block. Alright, so Calypso Coral and a couple of pots.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Alexa, be quiet. Alexa likes to chip in on everything that I'm doing here. Right, first I've written for stamping on so that I didn't mix up which bit was what. So you will have the measurements on your PDF as well, and I'm always available if you need to ask. I'm not always available, but if you send me a message I will answer you if there's anything you're stuck with. So I need 2 pots. I'm needing that in a minute anyway. And I need a couple of seed packets for, and I just fussy cut these out. So if you didn't buy the dies, most of these cards are still doable. Obviously, if you have the dies and you want to cut them out with the dies, great. But oh, what I like. Give me a moment till I wipe my fingers, or everything will be Poppy Parade. This is my first film of today, and I've already got covered. Okay. Right, so I'll just quickly cut these out. These are simple to cut out. So I hope everybody's okay, and I hope you're pleased with your class in the post. And I have 1 or 2 new people this month, so that's fabulous. I always go quiet when I'm cutting. Can't help myself. It's probably be a slightly longer video, just so you can fast forward, you don't have to watch. You can speed me up, you can put the volume off, you can stop and start to suit yourself. If there's bits you're not sure of, the bits that you're confident about, you can just ignore. And just to say thank you for buying the class, I really appreciate your support. The rubbish out of the way. Right, and then what we're going to stamp on here, the sentiment and a few pots. So let's put the sentiment on first, otherwise I might not leave room properly for... Again, I'm just going to do rain or shine, I'm here for you. It just fits. Obviously you don't have to use these sentiments, you might have other stamp sets and you can use different sentiments. Just look for one that fits in. It's nice for a friend, so kind of a wee bit in from the edge. There we go. Let's wipe that off. And then, oh, I've taken that off there, so that was a bit daft. Right, and then some pots. I'll just put pots on here. So I had one about there. And then I'm going to put a 3D one over there anyway, so don't worry about them being overlapped. So that's the bar for across, and then we need to do here. So I'm going to stamp my rain boots, my welly boots, rain boots. That's because that's what they've called them. I'm Scottish, so they're wellies. Right, so let's stamp the wellies first. As if it wasn't for your wellies, where would you be? In Scotland we do get a fair bit of rain, so wellies are equipment everyone needs. Right, so just pop these boots on, kind of in the middle. Now, you will be able to get your head right over the top. I don't think you really want to see the top of my head, so you might, I might end up being a bit ski-whiff, but we'll do our best. And then I did this with the green wellies. They're kind of like a brand name for Wellington boots that have green ones. And then I'm just aiming at the bottom of this stamp, at the bit where the gap is, where your legs would go into your boots. So this is in soft succulent, but obviously you can use whatever colours you like. So that's the stalks. I'm just wiping the worst off. I'm going to wash these, but after. And then our tulips. And I did these ones in Poppy Parade. Now, you could do extra ones and you could die cut them out and then make this a bit more 3D. But just for this card, I am just going to ink them up and aim them at the top of these stalks. That's not too bad. But so you can get your head right over and you can make sure you're lined up properly. Now I think that is the stamping for this card. And I think it's just a matter now of making it up. So let's have a look. We'll close the ink before we have an accident. So the 4 colours I used were Calypso Coral, Poppy Parade, Soft Succulent and Mossy Meadow, because Mossy Meadow is the cardstock for the base of the card. So pop them out of the way, and then it's just a matter of making them up. So we will need some dimensionals. Bring some of them out and then I'm ready to go, and just hope that my look, I'm using up these are the mini ones. I'll keep them for when I really need minis, and I'll use up the end of this sheet. So what we need to do is get this onto its mat. Pray that my glue works. It's all gunked up. Glue works great until you're filming. There, it's fine. Good stuffs. I use wet glue so that I can do just that, move it around. So that's that bit. Now where's this bit? Let's get this bit before we lose it. Do these two mat onto each other? Sometimes it's just worth just taking a minute, pop it upside down, hold it so it can't move, and give it a wee rub. The same here. Just make sure that the glue is spread and it all dries nice and flat, because you don't want it to look, you know, all bumfled. Remember the things we used to make when we were at primary school. So for the front panel, I want this beautiful designer series paper. How cute is it? The tulips are just gorgeous. And of course there's a beautiful tulip stamp set, I've forgotten what it's called. It's beautiful too, that I had decided to team this paper up with the flowering Rainboots, because it's called Flowering Fields, so the flowering, that was what made me put them together. The colours in this paper are just divine. So they just mat together there. And that goes on there. But I'm going to leave that, and no, I'm not. I'm just going to do it now. It's up to you. 1, 2 left. There's a bit here. I can put that in the middle. That will help it to not collapse. I don't know where that came from. There's no waste with these dimensionals. You can use up all the edging as well. So let's just pop this together. Oh look, I've got a glue and inky sponge now, but then you know what, I'm going to be putting dimensionals on, so sorry, gems on, right, what are they called? Rhinestones, iridescent ones, so there's the obvious place for one. I'm sure with my glue rubber, if I knew where it was, that would mostly come off. Oh, here it is. There you go, see, it's not even a thing anymore. So that's that bit. Well, let's sort the card now. So we need this bit sorted for the inside. So let's glue this bit. It seems a shame to hide these beautiful flowers. And of course you don't need to, you could make it flowery side up here as well. So if you get that straight as you can. While it is still wet, get your white panel on, and if you do need to adjust anything. And I've got glue. I must have glue on my sheet here. I think that's the bit I just rubbed off the other piece. There we go, that out the way. Right, now again, now that they're where they should be, then I can smooth it, but make sure it's not going to move around, because so your pieces don't move around. There you go, that's fine. So then I want to stick this on. So this bit that's folded, I want to glue this, and I want it to be quite strong. So I'm going to put a fair whack of glue on here. I don't want that to come off. And then if we just pop this picture on here and just make sure it's all lined up and nice and straight. And then just check that the edges are all straight together. And you see, because we've not attached the back, we have our easel. And then just to keep give that some wear, that's why we've used a wee band here. And you can pop that on with dimensionals wherever you want your card to stop. This one a bit here, and this wee bit here, and I'll pop a bit in the middle so it doesn't collapse in the post. Because of the different layers on this, you may have to pay in the UK, the large letter postage to post this. But maybe you might actually be seeing the person that it's for. So again, because of the paper, it's relatively easy to get that straight. Wherever you decide you want your card to, you could put it further back if you want it to sit higher. I think that's okay at that. And then I just have all these wee bits to stick on and just add some more dimension and interest to the card. So again, we'll just use up this bit here. So really, you know, there's a wee bit to the card, but it really isn't complicated if you just take it all step by step. So I hope you enjoy making the cards. I've certainly enjoyed designing them and packing your kits. And just right, so one pot. I'll put this one on there, and then pull this so that I'll shut this flat just now. So, whoops. I'm just kind of replicating what I did there on the other card. I don't know which is, maybe that's it. To me that looks like the right way up. You know, as long as it pleases you, as long as it looks right to you, then that's fine. So there we go, there we have it. Oh no, we haven't. And where is my tool, what's it called? I take your pick. Tool is in this pencil case. I need to get another one so I'm not, so I've got a class kit and then a desk kit that needs to get put away. Put one in the middle of each of the seed packets. These are beautiful, really beautiful. I'm stuck. I've all got the medium size ones. Whoops. Does it want to come today? I want to say I'm staying here. I think it's the putty that I'm just going to pop that one up. There you go. That's it. I've got 3, 4, 5. Always an odd number works best. Right. So that is card number 1, our easel fold card. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Let me know anyway. You can't, even though this is an exclusive video, you can still comment and let me know what you think. And please give me a thumbs up because it still counts even though it's not visible to anyone who doesn't have the link. Okay, thank you, and I'll see you in the next card.